Going on, guys? Welcome back to Blab. I appreciate you stopping by. Without further ado, let's blab. Before I hop into it, thank you all for getting me past 200 subscribers. If you wouldn't mind commenting, and subscribing, I do appreciate you. So let's hop right into it. We currently have two modern booster boxes that were recently going for over $100 a piece, and now they're going for $70 a piece, right? And it's very interesting because I see two different types of sentiment on the Poke streets, better known as Reddit, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I don't really use Reddit, but Instagram, YouTube, all of those things. There's two sentiments. If you see a Pokemon product, buy it because it goes up forever. And these products are super inflated. I'm waiting for MSRP or under MSRP. Now, I do think that this is a very product by product decision. Is the product still in print? Do we see, Costco bundles of it coming out? Is it in the competitive rotate? There's a lot of different things you can think about. But one sentiment that I always see people say, whether they're on the MSRP side or everything's going to the moon, buy it now side, is if a product falls to MSRP, I am waiting on the sidelines with stacks of cash to go buy it. So now we have two products, Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks, both at MSRP. Yes, $70 is damn near MSRP. Why is that? We go to a place like GameStop, $60 a piece. If you walked into a GameStop on a random day and saw a Twilight Masquerade booster box sitting there for $60 plus tax, are you going to buy it? And I'd say most of the people watching this are like, hell yeah, I'd buy that. Well, then why are you not buying it over here? And that's not to say people aren't buying it. I think there's a massive amount of people buying it, seeing this drop, seeing this crash. Yes, I think if something drops over 30% in 1 month, that is considered a crash. Now, are people worried that this could get printed again and we could go under MSRP? I guess it's possible. But as some people have said, as soon as the product goes from 2x MSRP to MSRP, the goalpost will be moved. Now we want it under MSRP, yada, yada, yada. I just think a lot of people say stuff that either one, they're not doing themselves, or two, they don't have the mental fortitude to do it themselves. They tell you when something goes to MSRP, oh, Twilight Masquerade, Greninja, great set. Surging Sparks, you got a Pikachu on it. You got a Pikachu Chase. You got the Latias and Latios. As soon if that goes to MSRP, I'm 100% buying it. I'm deploying all my capital. I'm selling all of my assets. We're going into this. That's what they'll tell you, right? But when the product has a 25% drop in 1 month, a 36% drop in 3 months, about a 25% drop in 1 month, when you have a 30% drop in the 1 month, a 20% drop in the 3 month, are they actually going to buy the product like they said they would? And it's funny, this is going to happen with many other products. When Prismatic dips down to $80, $75, there are people on Facebook Marketplace selling it for $75, $85, right? Are they going to buy it? No, it's not MSRP yet. Okay, so if they dump another load, on us, they do another massive Costco release, another big Sam's Club release, and they get Prismatic Evolutions ETBs down to $55, $65. Are you going to buy it? Because you said you would buy it when it was Twilight Masquerade. You said you were going to buy it when it's Surging Sparks. So what changed? What changed? Are you buying the product that's at MSRP? And I'm sure I'll get a comment or two. Oh, tax and shipping. It's actually still at $80. That's double MSRP. Okay. If you are buying an ETB on TCG Player, really any sealed product for that matter, you are a goofball. This will arrive to your house with Granny's stretch marks on it. This will arrive to your house with dents on it. So, a two-pronged approach is going into the wild, connecting with another collector, going to a card show, going to a card shop. If you go to a card shop and they have this sitting for $70, ask them, can they do 2 for $60? Can they do 5 for $60? Maybe they have it sitting there at $60. Maybe you can do 5 for $50. The idea that you're a slave to the TCG Player, I get it. People use TCG Player when they're at a card show, right? This is what people base their prices on, right? But if you make some real human connection, if you go to a card shop on a, once a month basis even, you can get these products for MSRP just like you said you were going to do. But are you going to do that? I guess, without all of that blab, am I buying this product right now? I am. I am buying this product in the $60 to $70 range. If they print it down to 50, that's great. I mean, Black Friday is our last hope, right? I've been saying, it's Black Bolt Black Friday. There's going to be Black Bolt ETBs at MSRP. I don't think people are going to want Black Bolt ETBs at MSRP. I don't think people are going to go to GameStop and buy Black Bolt White Flare at $65, tax, shipping, whatever, right? I don't think people are going to do that. So that means we are getting into a time where the mental fortitude, the sticking to a plan, where the deploying capital when it makes sense, that's all going to come into the marketplace when maybe you only have $100 to spend. Are you going to get a Twilight Masquerade booster box or a Surging Sparks booster box? Not only is that a question for you, but then the buddy behind you in line can also get another product, right? So it's not massive hoarding of product. If you can only make $5, $10 on each unit, are there going to be people camping out for this kind of stuff? I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, I mean, we can obviously look at the Costco bundle itself for Surging Sparks. I believe I found a picture of it. Yep. So you're looking at like $60 with tax, 60, 61, 62, whatever state you're in, whatever. If you can do that and flip it for $100, I guess that's fine. The problem is you're not going to be able to flip it for $100. There are fees. There are taxes that you have to pay. I know when you do it in person, you don't pay your taxes when you sell an item, even though, legally you should. But if you sell on a platform like eBay or TCG Player, you're not only paying a 10 to 20% fee to the company that's selling it, TCG Player or eBay, you're also paying 5 to 10% in taxes. And that's a whole other video. Are you paying taxes in your state, the state that it arrives in, yada, yada. It is actually kind of an interesting thing if you're doing massive amount of sales. Different states have different rules. I remember back in the day, I was doing like an arbitrage refrigerator type thing. And when you're spending thousands of dollars to ship things, or, getting different rates and taxes. And there's other people that talk about that. I do think some of them are goofy goblins, but they do talk about the taxes and whatever. I don't want to blab about that. But yeah, I mean, I get it. If you get this for $60 and you can, damn near double your money, great. The problem is you cannot do that anymore. And that is why this product is falling. Let's see where this is at over the last month. So we're down 20% just on the bundle itself, right? So between GameStop, and I'm sure another comment will be, oh, GameStop always charges more than MSRP. Okay, that's great. Have you been into a Target recently, a Walmart recently, a Barnes & Noble, a Best Buy? All of these places, actually shout out Best Buy. I think they actually charge MSRP, at least for most of the items I've ever gotten there. But all these other places, Target, Walmart, GameStop, they're all charging above MSRP. So there's starting to be a disconnect between MSRP pricing and retail pricing, right? Big box store retail pricing used to always be MSRP. It's no longer that. So I don't know if I already said it, but if you walk into a GameStop and they have this at $60, you're going to buy it because you're going to be like, oh, nothing's in the market. I got to get this. But it's sitting right now on TCG Player for damn near the same price. Anyway, I guess the whole point of this video is everyone that was sitting on the sidelines for MSRP, we're getting very, very close for products that have good chase cards. I mean, I think the Greninja's trash. Maybe there'll be another comment about that, but I mean, that Greninja is just not a good card in my opinion. But Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks, both sought after sets, both have big chase cards in them. Well, I guess Twilight Masquerade is kind of just that Greninja, and then you have trainers or whatever. But at least Surging Sparks, I mean, I'd be moving more into Surging Sparks than I would Twilight Masquerade. Yes, I hate the Terra Crowns, but it is Pikachu. Nobody likes Pikachu until they like Pikachu, kind of like Charizard. Also, purple, yellow, good design. I don't know. I'd be moving more into this product. And that is what I plan on doing in the next day, week, month here, is to slowly start moving into some of these ETBs that are crawling down to MSRP pricing. For everybody that's not buying these, let me know, did your goalpost move now that products are getting within $5, $10, $15 of MSRP? Or now you need to below MSRP? Not saying it won't go there, but it's funny. You gotta make a plan, right? Things can change. Obviously, you walk into a store and they have a bunch of 151, you're buying that, right? So the investment plan changed. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. You should have a plan in general. When I buy products and they 3, 4, 5x, that is, I don't care what the product is really. I'm generally moving on from that. If not, just getting my cost basis down to zero. So moving off some of the product. Uh, I saw Goofy Goblin rag on me a couple times because I moved my prismatic SPCs. And yeah, prismatic SPCs can certainly take off. They can do what 151 did, be a three, four, $500 box, then $1,000 box, whatever. But I moved off those products, getting them at retail for almost 3x what I got them for retail, and moved those into um, collector boxes of Final Fantasy. So like, there's always more to the story. Like, have a plan, stick to your plan. I just think it's very funny that a lot of people that claim to have a plan and say they're going to get product when it goes down to MSRP are really not doing that. And even if you want to say, oh, this is $20 above MSRP, okay, then get this, $100, right? $50 ETB, and then these are what, $30. So you're getting closer to MSRP there. And like I said, go out to a store, make a deal, talk to people. I get it. A lot of people in the Pokemon hobby are like struggle to like put thoughts together, and like I get it. I get it. We're weirdos. A bunch of us are weirdos, and that weirdness comes out in a bunch of different ways. Some people cannot do math. Some people cannot talk to a person. But I'm telling you, if you get out there, if you talk to people, if you go to your local card shop, if you go to card shows, if you connect with people on Instagram, it will actually get your cost basis lower. So do it for the selfish reasons, right? Not actually. I mean, actually connecting with people is my favorite part of the Pokemon hobby. But if not anything else, then getting your cost basis down, talk to some people. That's it. I'm blabbing. I probably repeated most of my points about 17 times in here, but you are listening to a guy called Blab. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you're grabbing any of these. And I'll see you guys in the next video.